Welcome, everyone, to today's deep dive. I'm your host, and I'm really excited about our mission today because we're going to explore this concept from our source material called The Silent Saboteurs.
Yeah, it's a fascinating topic. I'm thrilled to be here to break it down with you.
And we're really going to unpack the daily behaviors that just quietly and secretly destroy success because I think people have a very skewed idea of how failure actually happens.
Oh, absolutely. The text establishes this core premise right away.
Mhm.
There's this huge misconception that most people hold on to, which is that they falsely believe failure is the result of, like, a sudden dramatic event.
Right, like a movie scene.
Exactly, like bad luck or running out of money overnight or just a total lack of opportunities. We want something big to blame.
We want an explosion. But the reality, as the text points out, is that success is not destroyed in a single day. The biggest enemy of success is actually our own habits.
Yeah, and they look so small and harmless at first.
Right.
But over time, they just erode your focus, your discipline, and your motivation.
So the goal of this deep dive today is to help you, the listener, recognize these habits in your own life so you can actually start changing them today. And to understand how success is quietly dismantled, we first have to look at how we manage our most valuable resource, which is time.
Time. Exactly. Because before we can even attempt to reach a goal, we have to plug the leaks where our time is just draining away.
Yeah, so let's get into the time thieves. The first habit the source brings up is procrastination. And, everyone procrastinates, but the text breaks it down in a really specific way.
It does. It breaks down the habit of delaying important tasks, and it shows how it always starts with this seemingly harmless thought, I'll do it tomorrow.
Just tomorrow.
Just tomorrow. You feel
Mhm.
so innocent. But the text points out the dangerous cascade this creates, because tomorrow becomes next week.
And next week becomes next month.
Right. And suddenly, opportunities simply disappear.
Uh-huh.
The source makes this really sharp distinction. Unsuccessful people wait for the perfect moment.
Which never arrives.
Never. But successful people take immediate action. They don't wait to feel ready.
And I think what happens when we wait for that perfect moment is we need something to fill the gap. Which brings us to the second habit, and honestly, the biggest distraction in modern life, which is excessive social media.
Oh, it's a massive trap. The source outlines this so clearly. You go on your phone and you tell yourself, I'm just going to scroll for 5 minutes.
Just a quick brain break.
Great, it's just 5 minutes. But that 5 minutes quickly turns into 1 hour.
Easily.
And then 1 hour easily turns into 3 hours. People lose valuable time to meaningless content every single day.
It's terrifying when you actually track it.
It is. And the text emphasizes that successful people fiercely protect their time because it is the ultimate resource. You can't get it back.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit because I want to give you guys an analogy to make this relatable. Think of these two habits, procrastination and excessive social media, as a daily subscription fee that you unknowingly pay with your time.
I like that. A daily subscription fee.
Right, because if you saw a line item on your bank statement charging you for 3 hours of meaningless scrolling or charging you for waiting for the perfect moment, you'd cancel that subscription immediately.
You'd call the bank and report fraud.
Exactly. But we just quietly pay it every day. But reclaiming your time from distractions is, well, it's only step one.
Right. That's just the outer layer.
Because once you actually sit down to use that time you saved, you face the internal saboteurs, the ways your own mind actively fights against your success.
The inner battle. This is where it gets really interesting in the text.
Yeah, so let's look at habit 3, negative thinking. How does the source frame this?
Well, the expert analysis in the text explains that your mindset literally shapes your reality. If your mind is constantly cluttered with thoughts like, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough.
Or I will probably fail anyway.
Exactly. If that's your baseline, success becomes mathematically almost impossible.
Because you're defeating yourself before you start.
Right. The antidote the text provides is that successful people actively train their minds. They train themselves to focus on solutions rather than problems.
Which takes effort. It doesn't just happen.
No, it's a deliberate practice.
And that leads perfectly into habit 4, which is a lack of discipline. The source highlights a really massive difference here between motivation and discipline.
Yeah, this is a crucial distinction. Motivation comes and goes. It's a feeling.
It's fleeting.
Exactly.
Mm.
But discipline is the engine that keeps you moving forward. If you only work when you feel motivated, you will never achieve consistent success.
Because no one feels motivated all the time.
Right. Instead, successful people build routines to stay productive even when they absolutely don't want to work.
I actually want to push back on something here, or at least challenge the culture a bit, because modern self-help culture is just obsessed with finding your motivation.
Oh, entirely. Find your why.
Right. Find your why, get motivated. Are we giving motivation way too much credit? I mean, based on the text, it sounds like relying on motivation is actually a trap. And discipline, which, let's be honest, sounds like a boring, rigid word.
It does have a bad reputation.
It does. But it sounds like discipline is actually the only real freedom from our own fear.
That is a fantastic way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Relying on motivation is a trap because you're at the mercy of your emotions. Discipline is what frees you from that. And you mentioned fear, which brings us to habit 5.
The fear of failure.
Yes. The text points out that many people never even start out of fear. They just freeze. But there's a powerful reframe in the source material.
What's the reframe?
It says that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success.
Wait, really? A part of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every single successful person has failed many, many times. The difference is learning from failure instead of running away from it.
So it's not a stop sign, it's just a stepping stone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gather data and you try again.
Wow. Okay, so you've secured your time, right? And you've mastered your internal mindset. You're disciplined. You're not afraid to fail.
You're doing great.
Yeah, you're a machine. But we don't live in a vacuum.
We certainly don't.
And the final way we sabotage ourselves comes from the outside, the outer world, which means the people around us and the map we are using to navigate the world. Let's talk about habit 6.
Surrounding yourself with negative people. The text emphasizes that the people around you deeply influence your mindset and your behavior.
It rubs off on you.
It really does. If you constantly spend time with lazy, pessimistic, or negative people, their mindset will inevitably infect yours.
It's like catching a cold.
That's exactly what it is. And successful people don't leave this to chance. They carefully choose an environment filled with people who inspire growth and positivity.
Because they know they can't fight off that negativity forever.
Right. You had to protect your environment.
Which brings us to the final saboteur, habit 7, a lack of clear goals. Because you can have the right people around you, but without clear goals, life becomes totally directionless.
The source notes a really tragic irony here.
Yeah.
You can work incredibly hard. You can be putting in massive hours. But without goals, you don't actually know where you are going.
You're spinning your wheels.
Exactly. Clear goals provide necessary direction, motivation, and purpose.
Okay, I want to synthesize these final 2 habits, the negative people and the lack of goals, with an analogy, because here's where it gets really interesting to me.
Let's hear it.
Working hard without clear goals while surrounded by negative people is like rowing a boat with all your physical strength, but you aren't steering, and your crewmates keep telling you the boat is going to sink anyway.
Oh, that is brutal.
Right, you're completely exhausted, but you're getting absolutely nowhere.
And you're miserable the whole time because of the people around you.
Exactly. So we've covered all 7 silent saboteurs. We've got the time thieves, the inner battle, and the outer world. What is the big takeaway from all of this source material?
The overarching philosophy that the text presents is this. Success is never created by one big decision, and neither is failure.
It's all cumulative.
Yes, both are the direct result of daily habits. If you want to change your future, you have to start today by removing the habits that destroy success and replacing them with habits that build your dreams.
It really comes down to the everyday choices.
Ultimately, your habits determine your destiny.
Your habits determine your destiny. I love that. So for you listening right now, I want you to reflect on your own week. Look back at the last 7 days. Which of these 7 silent saboteurs have snuck into your daily routine?
It's great exercise. You have to be honest with yourself.
You do. Are you procrastinating? Are you letting social media steal 3 hours a day? Or maybe it's the negative self-talk or the fear of failure just keeping you frozen?
Or maybe you're rowing that boat with negative crewmates.
Exactly. Find where the leak is. And I actually want to leave you guys with a final idea to chew on based on the text's emphasis on routines.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So if discipline means building habits that keep us productive even when we lack motivation,
Right.
at what point do we stop consciously making choices altogether? Like, is the ultimate secret to success actually about eliminating daily willpower entirely?
Oh, wow. Just removing the decision-making process.
Yeah, simply letting the invisible architecture of our carefully designed habits live our lives for us. So we don't even have to try anymore. We just do it automatically.
That's a profound thought. automating your own success.
Exactly. So think about how you can automate your success this week. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.